Oh yeah, there's a joystick. Yeah. Is it fighting you?
You're live.
Hey guys, what's up? We're just getting our camera tweaked out. Hold on, let me see for a second. So you should hold it like this, but it's fighting you, right? Hold on. Hey guys, what's up? I'll be right there. Just getting our camera. It's kind of glitching a little bit for us. Let's see.
That's how bad. I go, here, give me a bucket. How much?
Okay. Should be able to make that one. Hey guys, what's up? Sorry for that. So it's Tom. Welcome to the JetLife podcast. My name is Tom. I'm your ultimate jet guy. Today we're pulling back the curtain on private aviation when it comes to networking. So whether you're a buyer or you're a broker, one of the most important things is who you know and who knows you. So it's not just who you know, it's who knows you. So today we're going to be walking around. We're going to be checking out, and don't worry, I'll walk backwards. You can walk forwards. You know, we're going to be walking around today and just talking about different tips and tricks that we can do when we come to a networking event like this. So first I want to point out to you, we're hanging out at the GLADA booth. This is GLADA, the Global Licensed Aircraft Dealer Association. And if you are someone that is looking for a network to be a part of, there's really not any better than GLADA because it's a low barrier to entry. You're dealing with professionals on a daily basis, and you're dealing with some high level people in the industry. And so that can be anyone from maintenance people, maintenance shops, it can be brokers, it can be dealers, all that kind of stuff. They're in GLADA, and we're connecting with each other daily. We have a Slack channel that is daily connecting one another, making deals happen. It's not like you join the network and then you just meet them once a year at an event. Every single day we're a part of this. Let me just fix this camera real quick. I see it's fighting a little bit. You don't have to hold it too strong, just kind of let it do its thing. And let's keep going. So, like I said, it's not necessarily just about who you know, but it's about who knows you. And you can stay close, that way people don't feel weird about what we're doing here. So, we're over here at one of the largest organizations you can be a part of is the National Business Aviation Association, NBAA. And as you can see, they put on events like this, and it's just a great opportunity for people to meet, people to greet. You can get in contact with the manufacturers, the companies that you're going to be working with on a daily basis. So what I like to point out to people is that when you're coming to get to know the industry, it's not just enough to know like what a broker does, but you also want to know who a broker's working with on a daily basis. You want to know what are the companies that they're connected with. You want to know where do they get their news, where do they get their information. And so when you come to networking events like this, you can actually talk with these people. So for example, Duncan Aviation is one of the biggest players that's out there. They do a lot of work, whether there's aircraft sales or aircraft maintenance. They're just kind of all over the place. So you have a chance to kind of come here and meet with these people. GLADA, like I mentioned, is another great place. It's also a good opportunity to shake hands with people. And again, when you're meeting people and shaking hands with them, like don't be afraid to ask them questions and find out what it is that they're doing, who they're talking with, who they're working with, what are the softwares that they're using. All that kind of stuff is going to be super, super important as you're coming out here and as you're networking. So have a list of questions available to you, ready to go, so that you know what you're going to be asking people. Another thing that you want to check out is going to be go in there with a plan. How can you add value when you're talking to somebody? And so maybe you have a resume that you can share with them. Maybe you have something that would provide value to them, like a PDF or a report, or even a connection, right? So you're already taking time to meet with people and to greet with people. But maybe as you're talking to someone, they're like, yeah, we're looking for a good mechanic. And if you talk to a good mechanic earlier, now you have an opportunity to connect people together. Being someone who connects people together is a huge, valuable asset that you should check out. So let's keep walking around here. And when you're becoming a jet broker, you want to know other jet brokers. You also want to know, so for example, International Jet is over here, they're another broker. You want to know who are the manufacturers, because when it comes to an aircraft, an aircraft is not just you buy it from Textron and Textron does everything for you, from the avionics to the engines to the interior, all that kind of stuff. When you buy an aircraft, it's actually a conglomeration of multiple companies that have come together, and they make this aircraft for you. So what that looks like is, if we go over, let's take a look here. Who do we have over here? Well, for example, Atlantic is an example of a company. So Atlantic is an example of a company that owns FBOs, fixed base operators, private airports basically. So when you're working with someone, it's not just about what kind of jet they're going to be selling, but they need a place to park the jet. They need a place for a hangar. That's where companies like Atlantic come into play, and so you can come here and you can learn more about that aspect of aviation. So keep walking with me. This is why I wanted to do this video, is because I wanted to show you that being a jet broker is not just about knowing about the aircraft, how far can it go, how many people can it take, what's the maintenance schedule, and that sort of a thing, but it's understanding the bigger ecosystem of aviation, because aviation is a huge ecosystem. So Atlantic and how they're going to store it is going to be one. Pratt & Whitney is another one. So like I mentioned earlier, the aircraft is not just made by Textron. They actually have a company come in and put the engines on, or they partner with Pratt & Whitney to put the engines on, so that when you come out here, you want to know about Pratt & Whitney as a company. So you don't just learn about Textron as a company and learn about the Citation jet, the CJ4 Gen 2 or whatever. You come and learn about the engines that they're putting on there. So that's hugely important. Let's see who else we got here. We've got AEG Fuels. Fuels is going to be a big component of what we're doing over here, because as we're as you go to different airports, there's different fuel sources and different ways to, different price points and stuff, so that's really important. Let's see, who else? Ooh, Jetpedic, so you've got, things like these guys are, custom beds for your private jet. So these are ancillary services, these are third-party services that your buyers might want to know. And so being a jet broker is being as in the know as possible. And sure, you can find out a lot about this stuff, online, but sometimes you don't know what to Google unless you, spend time. Then like, oh, I never knew there was a special company just for making beds for private jets. And now that as I'm walking around, I find out, oh, that there it is. All right, let's see what else we got going on over here. And by the way, if you guys have any questions or anything that you want me to answer in the comments, feel free to check it out. Oh, this is great. CRS Jet Spares. So this is an opportunity to, let's see, exchange and repair management. So this company specializes in that. No worries. Come on. I know the camera's a little wonky, but that's okay. Another aspect of aviation is going to be chartering, and so this is what I like a lot. You meet a lot of charter companies out at these events. So not only will you find people that do the actual flight, but ancillary services like rentals, and so that's really cool because now you have a contact to help people when they fly their jet. How are they going to drive around? That's one thing I never knew, I didn't really think about as an airplane owner. Once I flew to a location, it was a lot of fun, but I didn't have any way to get around once I was there. And so there are companies that will specialize in transportation to and from your jet. Another thing that's important is finding groups like South Florida Business Aviation Association. Google what are the local networking groups that are in your area, and get connected there. So NBAA is like the national branch, and then they have smaller regional groups like South Florida Business Aviation, Central Florida Business Aviation. So take a look and see, what else is out there. Let's see who else we got over here. We've got Collins, we've got Refuelers, avionics. So connecting with avionics install people is great, because if somebody needs work done, now you're connecting them with the people who do the work. And so I think the overall theme that you're seeing here is that aviation is a huge, huge ecosystem that a lot of trust goes into. You've bought a multi-million-dollar asset. So how are you going to take care of it? How are you going to support it? And there's so many factors to supporting private aviation. Like I said, there's transportation, there's maintenance, there's parts, there's upgrades, there's third-party things like the interiors and the exteriors. So there's all this stuff, and coming out to an event like NBAA or a regional event helps put you in contact with these people. And so, I just kind of wanted to share this experience with you guys today, so you kind of get an idea of what's out there. And like I said, my biggest tip for you in doing all this is going in there, making contact, shaking hands with people, and provide value for them. So I love coming here with my camera because I can create content, not just for my channel, but it's also sharing my platform with other people. And this is a great place to kind of find out, if you're talking with brokers, we don't, as brokers, we usually do a lot of deals and stuff over the phone and over the internet, so we don't always know who we're talking to. So if you could just spend 5-10 minutes of FaceTime with a broker, so that when you call him and say, hey, what are you looking for? Or you call him and say, hey, I found a citation that's available for sale. He's more likely to take your call because he's now met you in person at an event. And these events, they're not free, right? So you got to pay to play a little bit, but they're like $100. And for students, I think there's even more of a discount. So there's a lot of different ways to get in the room. And then once you're in the room, that's how you start to make a difference in what you're doing. So I'm trying to see if my buddy's around here. All right, we're going to loop back around. So we're going to loop back around to GLADA. But I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. This is the NBAA Miami Regional. There's another one coming up in New York, White Plains. And then, of course, they have their national convention, which is even bigger. That's going to be in Las Vegas in November timeframe. So if you have any questions or anything, I will talk to you then. Catch you later, guys. Thanks. Bye.